Hey there, folks. I'm Joe Crawford of artlump.com. Pretty much every day I go to CSSBattle.dev and do the daily target. And that's what I'm about to do right now. Here we go. Oh, wow. Oh, we have two very interesting things going on here. We have two square elements. Well, obviously we have four purple things and one yellow thing. But we've got a plus sign that is probably best done with a square that's rotated, um, possibly. Maybe with corner shape. I'm going to go more conventional. And then these half pills, I guess I'm going to think of them as, we could do with radial gradients and then pieces of gradient. I feel inclined to use two paragraph elements. And those two paragraph elements are what? Uh, I want to set, they're both square, so aspect ratio 1 for all P elements. I'm going to set background of this color, the deep purple, maybe it's a gray. No, it's kind of a deep, and also kind of flat purple. We have this light purple and the yellow. Okay, so now I'm sort of thinking about how to do this. I'm going to do auto on this first guy, and I'm going to do, what am I going to do first? I'm going to do the hard one first. I'm going to do the rotate 45 degrees because I do think that this yellow is the way to go. So what are the pieces there? Okay, so the first thing that I did wrong, I'm putting just a few things on P, and then I'm going to have B will be the yellow one. Actually, no, make it, we do yellow. Sure. Y for yellow. And that's the guy. And we're going to say margins are going to be some number 2, 3, 4. And let's make it wider. No, 1, 2. Okay, so if we move that down more, aha, so it's 2. So, all right. So this is our first part. Then from there, I can do 2 linear gradients or a single conic gradient. In positions like this, where it's at a 45-degree angle, we might have trouble with the conic gradient, but also it could work. But let's do our second element, and we'll call that one P for purple, just to make everything confusing. P, and what I want to do for that is not rotate it. And I don't have that trouble. I want to do background of purple. And I need to give it a width. And so then I need a margin. So interestingly, the purple is showing up. So what's happened? Why is purple? Oh, because I'm doing a transform. Or yeah, because I'm doing this rotate. The Z index order that would be normal, which is P would be on top, the purple one would be on top, is not occurring. And that's sort of on the interesting side. Now I can fake it by fading out the yellow here a little bit by adding 2 numbers at the end to make that an 8-digit number. So let's move this up and make this wider. 225 wide, and then increase this margin 100, 200, 20, 20, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's kind of interesting. I think we need to make this a bit bigger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What I'm doing is increasing the size of this until it matches so that I'm doing the purple sides. 210, 212. And that is not working at all. 14, 15, 220. That is surprisingly not working at all. All right, 2, 7, 8, 225, 290 here. This is kind of a mess. This has me thinking that I'm in trouble. What was it, 230? 230 lines up better. Let's add those numbers back to the yellow. Look at the diff. Two. So I don't totally understand why our purple guy is not working. So it's just 230. Oh, I was changing the yellow. Oh. So there's your problem. Okay, start again. Oh, and I have put myself in a bad position. You said this was 100? No, 200. It's changing the wrong number. That's why this was not working. Very unfortunate. Okay. Put these back. Okay. Here's what we got going on. This number needs to be different. 240, 15, 60, 5. All right. There are a lot of hemming and hawing and a lot of mistakes. Here's where we are. So I'm going to make this transparent. And now I'm going to do the yellow part of this, which is a conic gradient. At 100 pixels, 100 pixels, upper corner, 0, 0. Give it 110 pixels, 110 pixels wide. It's going to be yellow. What? Not there. Yellow for 75% to get the L part of that, or the backwards L, depending on how you look at it. There is what I wanted. 90, 95, 95, and then this will be 105 and 105, and that You see that hairline? That's a bummer. That is a real problem. There's a little hairline of the conic gradient. There's this the thing that happens with the conic gradient with situations like this. You get this hairline of of the conic gradient as a rendering artifact that I see in Safari. I don't know if it's true in uh, Chrome, but it wouldn't surprise me if it does. Okay, so we got that. And for this, I think we've got two pieces that I care about here. Let's make a circle. And we're going to make that a variable. Conic gradient. Not conic gradient, a radial gradient to do these circles. And I'm going to do two of them. Yeah, this is a lot of code smell. It just is not great. This is a complicated figure, but we're gonna follow through on this technique that I'm showing. I'm not sure it'll work, but we're gonna try. Okay, now we're gonna set var g. There's my circle. And I want to make that at 0% wide. So does that get me a line? No, it does not. How about 60, 70, 65? I don't think I like the offset. Let's find out. Let's see. Yeah, see that? See that? Just a little bit of offset. So 100 pixels, 150, 160, 155. Okay, so I think it's should be closer together. So 150, and then there we go. So that's what I was trying to do. Now we have two circles. Is this good? No, it's not very good. But I want to see if I can make it work with this technique. This is going to be very similar. RG at on the x-axis, we just want 0, and then here probably we want something along the same lines, minus 35 pixels, and then 100 pixels, 100% wide, and then 150 pixels tall, and that gets me the same thing. So see, you see that pattern of the offset, and we've got it rotated. It's a little hard to see, regrettably. Now, what happens if I do red here? So it's behind the yellow, and that's good. So now I do a very similar thing with a linear gradient. And for this, what I'm going to put into storage, I'll call it J, is two color stops. Purple, 20 pixels, and then transparent, 0. Then, semicolon, then I need two linear gradients. Linear gradient, which will be var dash dash g. And we don't see anything right now. Why? Oh, because I'm using G, and what I want is J. There we go. Okay. So here's where we get to see how long that needs to be. So this gradient, 30, 40. Okay, so 40. And that's downward. So we want it to be, the X position is 50%. The Y position is 0. The width is 40 pixels, something like that. And then a no repeat. So that now we get to see the real width. 50, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. And then the height is something like 100 pixels. And then repeat only on the Y axis. So we want 110, 90. There we go. 130, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 85, 90. Okay. Well, that's our weird solution there. And then this is going to be very similar. The second one on the horizontal axis. This one we'll do it backwards. Repeat X. The width of that is going to be this weird 190 number, and then be 80 pixels tall. And then the vertical is going to be at 50. The horizontal, we'll just do 0. No, oh, we had a problem. Oh, the X is, yeah, so it's 0. Yeah, okay, there we go, 50, and then 60, 70, 80. Where does this go? We got going on. Oh, this needs 90 degrees. There we go. Now 75. All right. So we made the shape. Will this be 100% match? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I hope it will be. It's 99.8% match. Yes, this was a bad solution. Okay. So now that we've got a solution that we don't like, I mean, this is as good as it's going to be. I mean, I can try. So here's what I'll try in terms of, okay, can I salvage this? I'm going to put on the yellow, I'm going to do an outline of one, and that's kind of a neat effect, 1 pixel solid of this color. And you see how that's overlaying the purple, which is bad. That's no good. But it might be slightly better match. No, it's still bad. All right. Forget all that. All right. What's the next approach we'll take? Let's do. All right. So part one, we're going to do the yellow and the darkest color all on the background with a combination of effects. All right. Linear gradient of 45 degrees. Okay. And now we need numbers that work. We're basically going to make a window for that yellow to peek through. And so we're going to have several layers of color to create that effect. Is this efficient? No, not really. But will it work? I would bet money on it. There we go. 160. 5. We're using Q units here just because now we really want to get it right. Okay, so there's part 1. We have those 2 corners. This will be at minus 45 degrees. And that gets me the rest of what I want there. All right, so um, one thing I don't think I've ever done is stick these units into a variable. So let's do that. That's kind of a lot of stuff. Or okay, next. And I'm doing color stops for the yellow. And I guess what I want is transparent. Yeah, I want transparent there. So there's a solid line, but numbers are wrong. So let's move that more. Okay. So for this one, we'll call this T since we need 2 of them. Semicolon. And we want one at minus 45 and one at 45. It just occurred to me there's a battle going on, and I think that the next 2 just went live. It will have gone live. All right. So here's what we got going on. I'm going to add a background color here. And then this is the benefit of a variable. So when we alter this T variable, what did I do? I got clobbered. Yeah, so I did that wrong. 250, 260, 70, 21, 67, 50, 60. My machine is a little slow right now. 60, 60, 56, 57, 58, 7. Okay. So that's what we got so far. I'm going to minify this just because I want to get that out of the way. All right. So now what we've got is probably 4 elements. No, that's not true. That's not true. We can do it as 2 elements, probably. I'm just going to do purple to start with. And there he is. I have no margin set on anything yet, so I'm free to do that. Margin 10. Okay, so now we're going to push this down. 3, 3, 3, 4, 5, 35, and then the height is 220, 230. There's that hard one. 3, 4, 5, 52. Now, that's going to be the same as gradients. Light purple, 40 pixels, transparent, at 0. 0. Was it 180? Something like that. 185. Is that the number? 190. There we go. And then the second is a radial gradient. Radial gradient. One cube. Let's say purple. And we'll do a unit of pixels. Right? Coordinate. We go 0. And actually, we'll use our use the at value to put it right where we want it. Do a 0, 0, 100% wide, and a height 20, 30, 40, 50, and that gets it perfectly. And then when I remove the at value here, I will do a negative value. And that is great. Now I need a second one. And so then we need negative margin because we made the whole body taller. So I believe if I do minus 230 and then rotate 40, 50, 60. And now when I do P plus P, rotate, 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 rotate 90 degrees. That will kind of work. Oh, 265? Okay. I hope this is at 100%. It has been a very long time since I've had it. Okay. Since I've had a video where I could not achieve 100% on the first run. So we're at 30 minutes. That is a solid puzzle. Are there simpler ways to do it? You bet there probably are. Let's minify and unit replace. And I'm going to get the heck out of here. Really enjoyable puzzle. I struggled there at the beginning using a technique that felt like it would be good, but I think I even said, hey, I'm a little concerned that conic gradients are going to be a problem on that. And maybe had I tried a linear gradient, 2 linear gradients on the crosswise, maybe that would have been better. That's a possibility. Um, Obviously, I had no struggle with this technique where I just decide what goes on the background and it's 4 gradients, right? Gradients to create the space, and then the 2 yellow gradients, and then a background color behind that to fill in what's behind. And that just makes that X go very simply. Now that is, 4 gradients and a background color in that instance. And then these, the little lozenge guys, the little half circle, half pill, capsule pills there's a few different ways to do these guys. This is just one way. I did it with all gradients, but you could use the shapes with border radius. That'd be another way to go. And as been pointed out, I haven't done anything with corner shape yet. I still feel skeptical about it. Like I'm not excited to do corner shape, but I will not deny that it might be really cool and really valuable for a puzzle like this. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for staying with us if you stuck through to the end. Uh, Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Go make a web page. Go make that web page. Isn't it fun to write code? This is fun. Challenging, but super fun. All right. Bye.